So okay, so what like, so if Jesus is God, and according to Micah 9 and Jeremiah, the law of Moses is the law of God. Now I'm trying to be logical. I'm not trying to come at it with no type of, you know, biasness or subjectivity. I'm just speaking like if I'm just reading this book as if it's just a book. So if
So
I
you would
see,
say when he's talking
if
about these commandments, he's not talking about the ones he's about to mention.
what do you mean these commandments?
You see that?
What?
Look, so share. Look. Let me
What?
read it
Wait,
real
wait,
quick.
wait, wait,
It's
wait,
on
wait,
screen.
wait,
Go ahead, Brother
wait.
Brian.
Wait. He
Just let me read
prefaces.
it.
Wait, hold on. He prefaces it in verse 17 by saying he did not come to destroy the law or the prophets.
That's he
So
didn't
Right.
what
destroy it.
are
He
you
actually
talking about? I
fulfilled.
don't
He,
understand that.
I'll ask you again. Did he become the prophet like Moses?
Yes, but what the okay?
All right. Did he fulfill the sacrifice in the law?
He filled the sacrificial law,
All
becoming a
right. Did
sacrifice
he
once and for all.
become in
But
Genesis
that's
49?
only one that's only one aspect of it.
Well, wait a minute. Does he not say he did not come to destroy the law or the prophets? That means both of them. And then he says in
To
verse 18,
fulfill.
look
And,
at
Right.
verse
all the
17.
law,
It's
all
really
of the law has not been fulfilled yet.
right. It's really clear what he's saying here. If you take your time and actually read Matthew 5, he begins by talking about blessing the people, and he goes into saying that what's the reason for the kingdom of heaven, and why it is to come. And then he goes into telling them, says, I want you to do these things in spirit. And then that's why he told them, because not to negate
What are these things?
Those things that he's talking about.
What is he
Basically,
talking about? The law, right?
not necessarily. If you read it, for instance, if you go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 1 through 10, or 11, when he gives his blessings, then you will see in verse 12, he begins to tell them about what he wants his saints or his believers to be like, and not to question what's going on. That's the conversation that's going on here.
Right.
He says, rejoice and be
15,
exceedingly glad.
Does not light a lamp and hide it. Now, according to Hebraic understanding, what is that light? Is that light not the law, according to Psalm 119?
No.
Is God not the
Kevin,
light?
because Kevin, at least Kevin, I do feel Kevin is wrong in a lot of spots, but he does have the ability.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all, because Jesus told him to do these things.
But one thing I can respect about Kevin G is he can't hold a conversation, and I'm quite sure he thinks I'm wrong on a lot of things.
Well, no,
but at least I could get a straightforward answer out to the brother.
Yeah. So basically, if you look at it, we have to look at the context of the divine plan and what's going on here. Okay. Now, you said that the law is the light is the law, right? According to what verse, chapter and verse?
That would be Psalm 19.
Okay. Now let's go to Psalm 19. You don't have to go there, Cherry. I can just go there.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to. You don't have to go there. Okay. So let's look at what the law is. So let's look in context of what it's talking about here. Now, you said the law is the light, and it doesn't necessarily say that.
Well, no, it says that in several parts. Let's go to Proverbs 6 right quick.
Hold on. Let's deal with Psalms 19. Let's deal with Psalms 19 first, right? That's what you mentioned first, right?
Right.
All right. Let's look at it. We'll see what it says. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, in which the bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoices.
The reason why I say, brother Kevin, it's 176 verses, and it's basically 169 to 176 that I want to focus on right now.
169 to 176 and what?
169, 176 in Psalm 119.
Okay, you're talking about Psalm 119, not Psalm 19.
No, I said Psalm 119. Yeah,
okay,
Psalm
no problem.
119.
Well, we could read Psalm 19 actually, because it's actually agreeing with what I'm about to say here. Right. And it's very good that you brought up 19, because I feel like that's no coincidence. Let's go ahead and keep reading.
But if you want to read 19, go ahead, my brother.
All right, no problem. It says, his going forth to the end of the heaven, the circuit of the ends thereof, and hid nothing of the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect. You agree there. Right. Converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making the wise simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. So if you notice here in Psalm 19, which I made a mistake and went to, but actually goes into my point, and we can go over to 119, is that we see the effects of God's commandment is to make one wise and to enlighten him. Okay? This is what it says here. Now let's go to Psalm 119, and we're going to go to your point there.
Well, before we do, so we see in verse 7, it says the law of Yah is perfect. So if we were to keep that law, we would be perfect. No,
not necessarily. We got to look at what the fruit. We got to look at what the fruit of the law is. And Paul goes into this in detail in Romans 7.
Right.
So let me ask you a question.
No, this is what I'm saying, Kevin G. By just the plain reading of this, if all we had was verse 7 to go by, before we go anywhere else, I say that because we have to master this verse when we're talking about this verse. So if this verse was the only verse that we had, it says the law of Yah is perfect. So from just reading that, that's telling me if I was to keep the law, that would put me in perfection, correct? Just from reading it, just what it says.
No, not necessarily. Again, if you look at Psalms 19 up above, he actually says two things that are required. What did he says? He says the law does what?
Where you
He said the law of the Lord is perfect. What does it do?
Okay, it make wise the simple.
No. You misread that. Read 7 again, and you'll see what's the
okay,
order.
Yeah, for converting the soul.
Okay, hold up. It says the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making him wise. So there's two things that's required. If we look in Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, it says the same thing. To the law and to the testimony. Let's go there before we go to Psalms 119.
So what does it do? What it converts the soul to what? Perfection, right?
Let's look at it.
I'm saying just reading this. It says it converts the soul to perfection.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Where does it say that? Where does it say? What does it say?
Especially in the sense of Gentiles being converts, they would definitely have one of these verses to cling to.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get what you're saying. Repeat what you said.
The law of the Most High is perfect.
Okay.
Converting the soul.
Right.
So.
And what's next?
So no, I was just saying to this phrase. This is one thought, right? So converting your soul to perfection says keeping the law will do that. And that's what you basically
got to understand, bro. You keep saying keeping the law will do that. I think you're not thinking deep enough about what the scripture is saying.
I'm saying according to this verse. Now, if you want to go to other verses and explain it, why that doesn't mean what it's plainly saying, that's fine.
No,
but I'm just saying.
You're right. The law. Right, man, bro. All right, go ahead, man.
But don't David in Psalms 19 also a few verses down say that he sins?
Yes.
Okay.
But you got to understand what the law does. Right. What the law does is corrects a man's heart and tells him in his heart he is wrong. So what it does, it forces the man to convert his soul. This is why when you read down and
so real quick, Kevin, as Christians, you guys don't do nothing that's wrong.
No, bro, listen carefully. We're not saying what you do or what I do. You got to pay attention to what's being said here. It says the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making you wise. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. So we see here clearly in this psalm that the purpose of the law is to bring understanding. Now, if you keep reading down, look what it says in verse 10. More to be desired than gold, much more than fine gold, sweeter than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and keeping them there is a great reward. Now, this is where you're getting at. He says, who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. So we see here that the purpose of the law is to show man that he is wrong in his ways.
Amen.
So
okay, so as Christians, you don't need to see where you're wrong in your
no,
ways.
we do. That's the point. What does Paul say in Romans 7? But before we
but
get
that's
to
what
Romans
the
7,
but the scriptures are saying. That's what the law is for. It's to show
well,
you
I'm
where
not
you're wrong in
denying
your
it.
ways.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
That's
You're not wrong
all
at
I'm
all.
saying.
Right. Okay.
That's all
Very
I'm
good.
saying.
Now let's go to Romans 7, and we're going to see
But
how.
I wanted to go back to the light. Remember, we were speaking about the light.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, Psalm 119.
Right. So when we look at, let's go to but it was a point we were speaking about the light.
Psalms what, 119, 142 you talking about?
Yeah, but I think we were speaking about Matthew. Okay, yeah, we were speaking about Matthew 5, right? Let me go to Matthew 5, right? Matthew 5, and I'm gonna start. Okay, it says
I was actually going to bring it there, bro, and actually show you exactly what the purpose. Go ahead.
Right. So it says verse 5 and 13, right? It tells us we are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world.
Stop.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden.
Now hold on. Let me ask you this. Before, you attested that the law is light, correct?
Right.
How is it now that the individuals are light?
No, hold on. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house.
Correct.
Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. When it's speaking of light, the light that is in you is Yeshua HaMashiach.
Well, wait a minute.
So hold on, just let me finish this thought. Let me finish. No, I'm not deviating. I'm not deviating. Because you asked me if the law is the light, then how come we are the light? It's because it is not us, but Yeshua within us, correct?
Close.
Okay, so when we read Proverbs, let's go to Proverbs 6, and I'm gonna go to 23, because Proverbs 6:23, I'm gonna read it verbatim.
Okay.
It says,
for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you. So to keep us in line, the same. And I don't know. I don't even know why we're having this conversation.
No. Right, but it's to bring understanding to it. That's what it is.
It's Gideon, allow Kevin G. I said, shut to the up.
Okay, hold on. Now Gideon's good.
Let him finish his thought.
Gideon's good. Gideon's all right. I mean, what he's going right into what it is that I'm showing here, because Gideon is right when he says in the beginning that the law is light. I wanted him to finish that point and to show this, but eventually through studying this, you will find that light ends up being in us. Now that's key, because the understanding is that to say that the law is light is though it's this thing that's external that you must follow in order to be that light. But we have to remember what God's new covenant is, right? And according to Jeremiah 31:31, he said he will write that law, which he's calling light, where?
In our hearts.
Exactly. So Gideon is correct. The commandment is a lamp. It is a law.
Let me say this real quick, because like for instance, if Gideon, let me ask you this question.
Oh, G-Con, man.
I gotta ask him this, bro. So on the Sabbath day, if a person is caught not resting or doing what they should be doing, can you stone that person? Can the congregation stone that person?
under the new covenant, I have no right to stone that person.
Right. And so you do understand that law and teachings, like when you say law or commandments or instructions or teachings, those are the one and the same thing. So if I said Gideon, I stay at this address, and then on the way you coming to my address, there's a roadblock. I have to detour you around. You no longer can go that way anymore. So you know already that you definitely can't, up under the New Testament, do those things. You're not even sovereign in your own land. And so when we see that these teachers' instructions that we see here, this is still the instructions of God. Just like the Old Testament was instructions of God given by a mediator who was Moses. That's why we say the law of Moses, because we make a distinction between these two mediators that we see, even though these instructions and teachings both come from God. But you know good well, brother, that you cannot do a lot of those things that was in the law of Moses because you broke the law. So why are you trying to go back and trying to act like you could keep something that you know that is impossible? Like, you know, you just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, God, like it's like this. I'm gonna end it on this. It's like you're late on your T-Mobile bill. You go into collection, and then you try to go back and reestablish a payment plan when you already in collections, bro. You know, either you gonna pay up, which we know you couldn't pay up, because if you could have paid up, you would have paid up then, Israelites. So you know this, you deal with this every day, and then you're gonna play like you don't know it when it comes to this biblical text. Come
Well, hold
on,
on,
man.
G-Con. Well, but that's the thing. Anytime I talk to someone that says they're a law follower, I don't, G-Con, you're absolutely right. But I don't waste the time in talking about what they can follow and what they cannot follow. Because obviously, if the person is honest enough and humble enough, we both know it's common knowledge that they cannot. They can't
Right, but
follow the whole of the law.
why is he going about to put this burden that we see that becomes a burden because you can't pay up on people and he ain't even keeping it himself. That's
right, exactly. But
see,
the
this
best
this
way.
the thing. I think which y'all argument is an illogical fallacy, right? And it's a
Wait a minute,
false
hold on. You didn't
equivalency.
even hear my argument. You didn't even hear
No,
my argument.
you're saying no. This is what I heard. It's saying I'm saying I keep the law when I know there's no way in the world I can keep the law.
That's not my argument.
Well, that's what G-Con said, and
That's
that's
his
what
argument.
that's what a lot of UAs
right.
say
Well, that's
too. And I
not,
just want to,
listen,
I want to put this in. Go ahead.
God's guidance and his light for right now, for you to get to where you need to go and to follow the instructions, is what Christ said. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And if you ain't
What
going to
Christ
do
said
it,
in Matthew 5:17 and
in
19,
Matthew
though.
5 and 17, he says
That's
that,
what he said.
let's read it and watch it. And the lack of understanding. Hold on. Let me grab this real quick. Let me grab that 5 and 17 real quick. This is Matthew 5 and 17. Because we shouldn't have to keep going through this. And what the problem is it's a comprehension issue now. Because if you look at it, it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy the law, to destroy, but to fulfill. So everything that we see concerning Christ, his death, what Christ has came to do, his mission, he didn't abolish none of that. He came and he fulfilled the very things, the things that we was unable to keep. The things
So did
that
he fulfill all the law?
No, bro, that's not what that says.
It's not. Listen,
okay.
What the scriptures clearly says.
Wait. Hold on. Wait for a minute. Now, see the question that he asked. He said, "So did he fulfill all the law?" Listen, if that's the case, it says, "Not one jot or tittle shall fail to all things, to heaven and earth pass or whatever."
Right. So until all those things are fulfilled, not one or jot or tittle of the law shall fade.
Hold on. So then what's so crazy
Let's
about
keep it plain, bro.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
What's so crazy about it is because just 5 minutes ago, this brother just said out his very own mouth, he says that he can't stone anybody. But see, then he gonna tell you that it's not fulfilled. But you can't stone anybody, bro.